Hello everybody and welcome back to Chellington Farm. It's now midsummer. The crops have grown quite a bit, as you can see. The linseed is looking very good. It isn't ready to harvest just yet. You can see the nitrogen is very good. But it is on the pretty much the last growth stage. Yeah, the last growth stage before it is ripe. The carrots are a little bit further behind, and obviously the alfalfa is just starting to regrow since we cut that very recently. So yeah, the time is, well, the length of each season, I should say, is not very long in this Let's Play, because we spend quite a few days on each in-game day. So yeah, it just allows me to really control what we can do in each episode. If we had 6 or 9 days per season, I think we would really be struggling to find jobs to do. And in fact, it is quite tricky to find a job for today's episode. Just heading over to the silage pit from yesterday, you can see it is 92% fermented, so it's going to be in this in-game day when it is ready to sell. Even if we sold it all in this in-game day, though, it's going to be the next in-game day when we actually receive the money. But that is fine, because that's going to be harvest day. We're likely going to have quite a bit of money to spend on different machines, because we're also going to be re-drilling as well. It's going to get so busy. Anyway, let me just go and show you the carrots. Here they are, fully fertilised, and they look magnificent. They look so good. You can see we've got a difference in growth here, because this is what I originally grew, what I originally planted, and these are the ones which I did through easy development when I messed up the fertiliser. But it's fine, they'll all catch up, it'll all end up being the same. So yeah, I really look forward to harvesting those. Okay, so on to the first job. So the job that I have chosen, at least for the first part of this episode, is this grass field here. Well, it's arguably not a grass field, it's more like a wasteland. I don't think there's any point in analysing it, so we'll just put this over here. Okay, let's just get it to the back. There we go. And we're going to put the mower on the back of the tractor. We do have a mower. Just need to remind myself where I put it. It's going to be somewhere, and that really narrows it down. I found the mower. It was lurking just around the corner here. I think we're going to have to use it though on the T4. It is too heavy for the T4, but maybe if we put a weight on the front we'll be okay. You can see how it's really lifting up. But I don't want to use a bigger tractor because really it is a very unstable field. So it would be unwise, I think, to have an even bigger tractor up there. So we're going to try it with this, and then hopefully we're going to be able to mini bale it. Now I know that some people are going to say, oh, it's just a waste of money because we have a baler right there. And yeah, that baler would do it, but we're going to look at this from two different points of view. Firstly, the point of view of wanting to use different machinery. I don't want to just keep using the same stuff all the time if I can help it, but at the same time, because the field is like this, you can see how uneven it is, we don't want to be using huge machinery on there. We need to use smaller machinery with a lower centre of gravity. Okay, so here we go. This is the start. I think even this machine and this setup is not ideal, but it might be able to do it if we have the power. I think we do have the power. Okay, I thought I did put real mower on, but looking at that, I don't think I did. Okay, there we go. So we have real mower. Switch it on, and we will begin. Now if this doesn't work, then what we're going to have to do is get a topper. A topper should work. Was it already on? Okay, that's better. Yeah, because this piece up here is fine. It's the piece lower down the field. But really, if I don't do anything with it, then it is just wasted land. And we can't afford to waste land. Because I'm looking to buy more land. There's no point buying more if we have some here to use. Of course, using land which is unsafe, not a good idea. But if it is safe enough to mow, then we should definitely make the most of it. I think all these shrubs make it look worse. All this brush probably makes it look worse than it is. I'm not expecting to get much out of it, but anything is something. And it would be good fun to mini bale. If we do mini bale it, then I think we're just going to mini bale either grass or hay. We won't be doing any kind of silage. We have plenty of silage. If we do grass, it won't store, so we'd have to give it to the sheep pretty quickly. I'm not too sure how long grass does keep for in seasons, but I think it's only a matter of days. And that's if it's undercover. Now we definitely wouldn't buy a mini baler just for this. We would also mini bale the headlands of the fields. In fact, that's what we'll do next. It is surprising how much grass you can get out of the headlands. Now I don't think we can actually make any money out of the grass bales, but we can make money out of the hay bales. So if we were to leave an area for hay, then that would be good. Like, we could leave this area for hay, and then use the headlands for feeding to the sheep. But yeah, after this episode it's going to be crazy, absolutely flat out harvesting. I've been told by one of my viewers that linseed yields really well, so I'm expecting to get quite a bit out of it. Luckily we do have the lorry, so we've got the big trailer. As for the other crops like spelt, I really don't know how well they yield. If I was to have a guess, I'd say very similar to wheat or barley. Anyway, that's looking quite good. I will just go around the headland a bit more. I think we can get a bit more out of it. But even this small area, when baled, should produce quite a few mini bales. And then we can keep them for the winter. Right, finally we've got a bit more here. But the nice thing is the weeds won't regrow, so it's going to regrow as a grass field. And I know that we can use the terrain editing to make it smoother and everything. We might do that, but for now we're just trying to make as much money out of it as possible without really spending any money, if you were to ignore machinery. Right, okay, so that is that piece done. Let's go to the headlands of the other fields and see if we can actually get anything out of them. The carrot field I don't think has a grass headland, but I think there are a few which do have grass headlands, so we'll just have to take a look. I know the alfalfa field had a large grass headland, but yeah, a bit late for that because I've sort of mowed it at the same time. If they don't have any, then that's fine, we'll just ignore them. But we could really do with a topper. Yeah, because if you look at it, if I just pull over here, it doesn't look like much, but with a small tractor and a topper, that is a full lap of the field, which could be baled up. So, I'm going to look into a small tractor and a topper, and hopefully we'll be able to do it. I'm sure there will be some people thinking, oh, what a waste of time. There's nothing else that I can do, I don't think, anyway. We are just waiting for those crops to ripen. So we're just trying to get as much out of what we own as possible before we do get onto the flat-out work. I think it's quite interesting. I really do enjoy doing stuff like that. The more unusual things. Sort of breaking from tradition. Okay. Put that there. I'm not looking to spend much though. Okay, so I have found this Deutz TIFR just here. Nice and cheap. 52 horsepower. That can be upgraded if we want it to be. We also have a mower just here. And that's again nice and cheap, just £12,000 for that. Only requiring 30 horsepower. And finally, we have the baler, which again is nice and cheap, but it does require the straw harvest mod, which I do have installed, so that's absolutely fine. We're going to go for the one like this, not the one which has the chute which goes up usually into a trailer behind. We're going to have to pick them up, but it's, well, it's not ideal, but We're not going to be producing that many, so I don't think it's going to be an issue, but it is nice to put them into a trailer. So I think we're okay with that setup there. And for anybody thinking, oh, you're spending all your money, yeah, it's fine. We've got so much money coming in very soon from the silage and also from the harvest. Our money troubles are soon going to disappear. So let's just deactivate that. Yeah, so I did choose 52 horsepower. I'm hoping that's going to be enough, but it will go up to about 82, I think. Let's just see here. Refill bale twine. Makes sense. So to do that, we have to go into pallets. No, not big bags. Pallets. We need baler twine. It's £100. Why did that say £100? That must be for one roll, I suppose. Yeah, we really don't need too much. We'll go with 4. £340. I don't know why I said 100 actually. So yeah, we'll take that round to it. Open baler net door, press Z. There we go. And we'll get it refilled. Right, so obviously it isn't full, but I'm hoping it's going to be enough just for what we want to do today, because we're not going to be doing much. And that's going to have to wait there for now, since we have to go and mow the grass first of all. So this is just really about trying stuff out. It's not about making loads of money. Also, I'm hoping the sound is okay, because obviously we don't have a cab. Usually with the cabless tractors it does sound quite loud. Now we're back for the baler. So I have actually changed the engine horsepower to 82. I think it's going to be better. The 52 wasn't bad, but it's not ideal. So as mentioned, yeah, we're going to use this in many different areas. The rougher terrain, the smaller fields, and also the field boundaries. I'm hoping that very soon I'm going to be able to load the first lorry. I do want to start loading silage. Some people may say use a conveyor belt, and that is a fantastic idea, but I just don't think I can justify getting the conveyor belt over the bio-belt's bucket, because that really is a good bucket. We can lift a great deal with it, and in some ways it's actually faster. The conveyor belt is great if you're just going to leave it, but if we're actually waiting for it to fill, I think the bucket is faster than a conveyor, because really it just trickles in. With a bucket we can just dump a huge load. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be getting that. We're going to be loading trailers. But yeah, let's just give it a go first of all. See if we can create some grass bales. Still getting used to Maize Plus. I still get a little bit confused about the different types of grass. Like we have the windrow grass, we have the semi-dried grass and the dried grass and all that sort of stuff. And then there's hay. I know that we have two different types of grass in this field, because some of it's dried a bit. Right, okay, so that is wet grass windrow. Doesn't sound right, does it, for baling? I'm not convinced that we can give that to sheep. Just take a look. I think they're going to require, at the very least, oh, they do take it, nice, but they don't need any at the moment. So it's not something that you can store. You would have to have one of these or these. but it is something that we can give to them if we want to. Hoping to get some more sheep very soon. Right, so yeah, we'll do this field as wet grass windrow. There's not going to be many bales anyway. It's just nice to do mini baling again. And it's also knocked the grass down so that when we cut the alfalfa again, this grass shouldn't be as long. Because I was trying to keep away from the boundaries because we were cutting both types of crop. Yeah, both crop types don't want to be done at the same time. Just gets very messy. And looking at that, I should be going the other way around because it's just, we're too close to the hedge. Learning. That one started off as grass. We actually do have a grass bale there. But yeah, I just learn as I go with this. I think some people have the wrong idea about what I do with Farming Simulator, which sounds like a weird comment, but some people think I'm like this Farming Simulator guru who knows absolutely everything about the game, and it's not true. It's far from it. I am not an expert at the game. I just absolutely love playing the game, and I'm usually a very slow learner when it comes to this sort of thing. But I think that is the fun part, because then it sort of engages my audience a bit more, and they have the satisfaction of telling me when I've done something wrong or teaching me how to do something. I think it's good. I think it's the best way for a channel like mine. So yeah, before anybody gets the wrong ideas again, because I know there's already been a few people, I'm not an expert at the game. I try and have fun while doing it, and I think I achieve the having fun while doing it part. Right, so what do these bales look like when they're coming out? They're just a little bit darker. It's working nicely. I might have made a mistake with the offsetting there, maybe? Maybe not. No, seems fine. Okay, good. It's just the right amount of bales. The right amount of bale twine as well. It'd be quite a good test to see how long these bales keep for. If I put them in the shed, see how long it is before they rot away, because I probably won't be able to use them all. The fill which we cut to begin with, we'll do that as hay, because that will keep. And the final piece just here. It would be tricky to do the headlands of fields as hay unless we had a very small tedder, like a hay bob, I suppose. Yeah, hay bob would be good, because some tedders will just throw it everywhere into the crop. Well, that's not bad. We need to look into getting some kind of vehicle, maybe a pickup truck. I'd quite like a pickup truck with a fifth wheel, so that we can tow a trailer. Well, a trailer, a bigger trailer. Brilliant. Okay, so don't know how many bales we've produced there. 19. 19 small bales from just a grass headland. I love it. I think that's just great. Don't know why it says that I've just had £8,500 of new machinery, because I haven't. How weird. I've seen that before, actually. Just randomly shows that I've bought something if I haven't done. Even if I haven't done, it's just odd. Anyway, Biobox bucket, that's what we need. Absolute beast. And yeah, very happy with the default colours. £5,000. Okay, let's get it. Let's hope this is ready. If not, then we'll have to go and pick up the bales first. 96%. It's getting there. We're certainly selling some today. Well, we seem to have a different outcome here. All of them except for 2 have turned into straw bales, which actually is quite good, because the straw is worth something, the grass isn't. I'm probably going to put it down to a compatibility thing with straw, with Maize Plus or something. I really don't know, but yeah, doesn't bother me as long as we have something. I wasn't making these just to have a wet grass bale. So there we go, I think we've got 19. It's good enough. Let's go back to the farm. The silage should now have fermented, but yeah, we can now put these into the bale sell point and maybe make a few £1,000s. It does make me wonder though, if I was to ted the other piece of land and bale it, would I end up with straw bales or would I end up with hay bales? I'm thinking I probably would get hay bales, because it might just be because they're more weird bales, being wet windrow. Hay is obviously a base game crop type. We're going to do it anyway. We are going to ted it. I would ted it once we've sold a trailer load of silage, and then we'll let the sun continue to dry it out. For now, we'll put these bales just in the shed. We'll deal with those next time. But as you've already seen, the tipper trailer is already in position. It's got a good capacity, so we can take quite a bit in one go. And the biobelts bucket is just there. And this lorry makes a good sound. Okay, so into the JCB. Oh yeah, of course I had to take that off. Some extra seed for next time, or for the autumn. I think the capacity of this bucket is something like 7,900 litres. Very impressive. Which was my argument about this being faster than a conveyor belt. So is it now fermented? I think it will be. Yep. Brilliant. So we have 363,063 litres of fermented alfalfa, which is worth more than fermented grass, as I discovered a few episodes back. Heavy. Very heavy. But it will only be a few bucket loads. This is why we couldn't be using a traction front loader, well, not a small one, because this is a huge bucket. It is designed for a telehandler, but there are those adapters that you can get, so it's not impossible to fit it to a tractor. Don't think you'd want to. It does seem a little bit too much for one. In fact, it's too much for a telehandler, really, I think. If 1,000 litres is a tonne, of course that's going to vary, isn't it? The density of each material is different. But yeah, this wouldn't be able to lift 8 tonnes. I'll count how many bucket loads it takes to fill it, but I'm going to guess at 6. That was number 3. It might be 5. But just look how much we have. Yeah, I can't curl the bucket up fully. It's as far as it would go on this one. But it's worth it for such a good JCB telehandler model. Looks amazing. So what do you think to having Chellington now on a Wednesday and a Thursday? Before it was a Wednesday and a Saturday, but I just thought Saturday is a better day for Survivor Challenge. I think having the series together is a good idea, instead of splitting them up in the week, because it's easier to follow them. So if we keep Survivor Challenge back to back and Chellington back to back, that would be ideal. Well, there we go. That must have filled it. Oh wow, still a little bit more space. I think I was wrong with the amount of bucket loads. I'd be surprised if it takes all of this. Maybe about 20%. %, arguably 8%. So, whoa, steady. We don't need any JCB dancers. There we go. Let's go and tip it at the BGA. Yeah, forgot to attach it before. 48,000 litres. Yes, I don't think I should be going that way. And then we'll be using the New Holland again to TED that small, rough field. We'll try and get some hay out of it. I couldn't do without this lorry. We just need the speed. There's no tractor, especially in my price range, which can offer the speed this can do. And the JCBs probably could do, but there's no way I can afford a JCB. JCB fast track. So I will see you over there. I'm approaching from the road today, but I do want to show you a back way. Many of my viewers have mentioned it before. Many of my viewers have said don't go the back way because you don't technically own the land. But that makes me think we should buy that piece of land. If I can buy just the one field with the track, then we will do, because if we can cut through every time, it's going to save so much money, because the back way pretty much takes us back to the road next to the farm. I'll show you it, and then we can decide whether or not we should take it in the future, because it would save a substantial amount of time, and we've got so many loads to bring to here. So we'll start that tipping. We're not going to see any money come in today. It looks like more of an official route though, doesn't it? Authorised vehicles only. But it does go through somebody else's field. I owned this field in FS19. It is filled 100 and... where are we looking? 118. Yeah, it would set us back £145,000 for the convenience, but this is just literally next to our field number 1 entrance, just the other side of the bridge. So I think it would be worthwhile. After harvest we'll have the money, so we'll have to consider it. We could sell another field to fund that one, because I also want to buy Autumnwood Farms. So many things I want to buy, and a bigger tractor. But yeah, the silage, the alfalfa silage, should bring in a silly amount of money. If we owned this, we could put a proper track in. And you can see, once we're through this gate, pretty much back at the farm. Such a good shortcut. I've closed the gate. We are going to take this back to the farm and put it where we were loading up before, ready for next time. But we're not going to load it up again today. I do want to just very quickly TED that small piece of grassland, as I've said already. I think it would be good just to get it started, because the sun has to do quite a bit of work. And I think we have to TED it at least twice anyway, so yeah, just gives it a head start. But from the next episode onwards, things are going to get very busy. Okay, there we go. New Holland, just here. We'll take the mower off, get the tedder on the back. We'll keep the weight on. And I'd love to know your thoughts about those bells that I made. Maybe I did something wrong, I don't know. But we have straw bales, which is pretty useful. The tedder is also leased. We need to be replacing the leased items with purchased items. Okay, so will it work? I think it will do. Yep. Nice. Spreading it out very nicely. And it doesn't actually get that much shade. It is in full sunlight. You never know, it might be good quality hay, if you ignore all of the weeds and stuff. You don't want any thistles in there, do you? Oh dear. The good thing is the game has removed the weeds, so technically it is perfect grass. Such a good tedder. If I was to return this and buy one, I'd go for this one again. I have to wait until we have more money. Yeah, so you wouldn't have thought it's the same field. Before we cut it, it just looked like a wasteland, which wasn't even worth bothering with. And now look at it, it is just a nice small field. So I know it's been a bit of a funny episode. They do tend to be. But I think I've achieved something. We've bought a nice little tractor, which we'll be using much more in the future. And we'll call that done. So, I'm going to put it away, and we'll wrap it up for today. Actually, I'll just keep it back here. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. And until next time, see you again very soon. Bye for now.